Hello and welcome to Mission Alive, still in our Jubilee year 2023, 25 years since the Mission Office was set up to receive from generous people to give to people in need. And over the years, the people in need have really grown. Different countries, different missions have been opened up: Sudan, South Sudan, some places in Papua New Guinea, other places in East Asia, around Indonesia, around Southern Asia, Vietnam, Kiribati. So much is still needed, and that goes on for 25 years. In Milne Bay, where I worked for 40, 50 years of my life, there was a great group of brothers, men who came up to serve, to really serve. Most of them were completely untrained. One of them was a very famous brother, Brother Moore. He had a great talent for writing letters. And when anyone left Sadia, he would write to them every year. When the high school was at Sadia, every student who left to go away to teachers' college or agricultural college or the bank to work, he got their address and he wrote to them. Once there was an Anglican minister's daughter at the teachers' college, and she saw how happy the girls were when they received these letters. So she said to them, "Could you ask this brother to write to me?" So they gave Brother Moore her name, and Brother Moore put her on her list. The other thing he was really famous for was building boats. Brother Moore wasn't a boat builder. He came up to Sadia, to Samurai, to Milne Bay, to the main station, Sadia, where the boats came to collect cargo, the boats came to be repaired, the boats came to bring all the passengers, all the missionaries from the east and the north at Christmas time. And there was only one big boat, the Morning Star, which had come up from Australia. It was a good passenger boat. It had 4 bunks in the cabin, and it had a big back cargo. But it wasn't just a cargo boat. What we needed was cargo boats, boats that could be filled up with cargo and sent out to the east or sent up to the Trobes or Ferguson or Goodenough. So Brother Moore decided we needed boats. Somebody had to do something. So what did he do? He built 2 famous boats. The first one was the Bonaventure. And I remember I was at Dio, and the Bonaventure's maiden voyage was down to Dio and back to Sadia, 4 hours. We stood on the beach and we waved and we waved and we clapped and we clapped, and Brother Moore stood on the back of the boat, and he was so delighted. He waved and he waved to us. They didn't stop. They just turned round and went back. This was a test of engine and seaworthiness. Would it get there and would it get back? It got to us and it got back to Sadia that evening. When it got back to Sadia, the wharf was all decorated, Bonaventure. A couple of weeks later, the boat was called out to Basilaki, an island behind Sadia. A woman was in labour and having trouble, and so they put her on the boat and sent her in. What happened? When she got on the boat, her body relaxed and the baby was born. What was the baby called? Bonaventure. I remember when Bonaventure came to Hargeita as a high school student. I loved that name. I loved that boy. Bonaventure, a tribute to Brother Moore. Later on, he built a bigger boat, just a cargo boat called the Camillo. And Camillo had a special name because Camillo was an old local man who'd come from Yule Island to live at Sadia. He wanted to get away from all the pressures of people and tribe and clan and custom and come to Sadia. So he came to Sadia when the bishop came. When the new bishop came, he came. And he settled down there and he worked there. Camillo. He was a great man who brought the faith, because when he came from Yule Island, he brought with him the faith. And he became a catechist and he taught the people their faith. His faith, their faith. And so the next boat Brother Moore built was the Camillo. That was a long time ago. I was in Dio in the very, very early 60s, and the Bonaventure and the Camillo are still sailing. Still a tribute to a man who knew nothing, but who taught himself the great art of boat building. So make sure you try to teach yourself a small art. You don't have to build a boat, but you can teach yourself to do something, to be good, to be of service to others. Goodbye and God bless.